So, good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, we are back again. We're going to talk about Joe Lewis. He has got himself into a lot of bother over in America. If you don't know who Joe Lewis is, he is the owner of Tottenham Hotspur, ENIC Group. Although I've just found out by reading a couple of articles, he's not actually the major shareholder anymore in Tottenham anyway, which ties into this that we're going to talk about. See, all of these billionaires, they're all up to no good, which is why they become billionaires. We're doing it wrong, people. So if you are on the straight and narrow and you're doing life well and you're just going along nicely, start doing dodgy stuff. You get rich. I'm only joking before anyone decides to shut me down. But anyway, make sure you are smashing the like button up for the algorithm. Thank you very much. Make sure you are subscribing. We're still not on 19K yet. Come on, this is taking forever. So let's get this done, people. Make sure you leave the comments and super chats down below. I have got a video dropping on the other channel when it finally goes through the YouTube checks. This channel, it goes through the checks in seconds and ticks them up. That one has been going for about an hour and a half, which is wasting valuable tanning time. And as you can see, my tan Golden Child FC is back again. It's all good, baby. It's all good in the hood. But anyway, Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis. Right, this is on the Financial Times, a trusted source. It says, British billionaire Joe Lewis charged in the US with insider trading, which is obviously illegal. Joe Lewis, the billionaire real estate investor and owner of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, has been charged over multiple alleged instances of insider trading, US prosecutors said on Tuesday. It's obviously a story from yesterday, late last night. The 86-year-old, who is one of Britain's richest men, is accused of tipping off employees, associates, friends, romantic interests. He's 86. Is he still lunging and plunging? Go on, the fella. Go on. Man's still lunging and plunging. What a lad. Let me start again. He's accused of tipping off employees, associates, friends, and romantic interests with non-public information about companies in which he had invested and lending some of them hundreds of thousands of dollars to trade on the knowledge. He has been charged with 19 different counts, including securities fraud and conspiracy to commit securities fraud and make false statements. According to the indictment, unsealed in Manhattan federal court on Tuesday, Lewis and his associates were collectively able to make millions of dollars using stolen information, which included favorable results from clinical trials. Interesting. Lewis, whose investments are largely held through a portfolio company, Tavistock Group, is alleged to have shared information more publicly traded life science group about the publicly traded life science groups, Solid Biosciences and Mirati Therapeutics, as well as beef producer Australian Agricultural Company and the Special Purpose Acquisition Company BCTG. A lawyer for Lewis, David Zorno of Skadden Arps Lawyers, said in a statement, the government has made an error in its judgment in charging Mr. Lewis, an 86-year-old man of impeccable integrity and a prestigious accomplishment. This is hilarious. I can't lie. Some of these big words as well, I'm struggling after having a couple of beers. Mr. Lewis has come to the US voluntarily to answer these ill-conceived charges and we will defend him vigorously in court. A representative for Tavistock Group did not immediately respond when asked for comments. Among those with whom Lewis is alleged to have shared the information are a girlfriend, personal assistants on board his $250 million super yacht. Nice work if you can get it, mate. Cheers, guys. Personal assistants on the super yacht, on which he sometimes lives, and two of his private pilots. Oh, very posh. For a period of the last 8 years, Lewis used information he was given as a board member of certain companies to help those in orbit know when to buy or sell stock before the value dropped, prosecutors said. 2019, he allegedly told the pilots about financial losses that AAC would incur as a result of flooding in Queensland and urged them to sell their investments in the company before the information was disclosed. The pilots were unable to execute the trades in time, according to the indictment, but one of them allegedly emailed their stockbroker with, "Just wish the boss would have given us a little earlier heads up." Your own pilot stitched you. In the same year, prosecutors said Lewis told his girlfriend. Let's have a look at Joe Lewis's girlfriend. How old's the girlfriend? I bet she ain't 86. Joe Lewis, Spurs girlfriend. Yeah, he's actually got a wife. Not quite sure that I said girlfriend. It's his second wife. As of July 23, it says on here, 4 hours ago, they're still married. Maybe he's got girlfriends as well. When you swan around in the billionaire circles, that's normally how it works, isn't it? The wife does as she's told, and you can have as many mistresses as you like. And he's become a billionaire. Anyway, in the same year, Lewis told his girlfriend about an upcoming transaction and the results of a clinical trial involving Solid Biosciences shortly after, which she purchased £700,000 worth or dollars worth of the company's shares. Later in 2019, Lewis told his girlfriend to sell the Solid stocks and buy Mirati shares instead, after receiving an update about one of the latter's clinical trials, a prosecutor alleged. Excuse me. Damian Williams, the US attorney for the Southern District of New York, said Lewis had abused his access to corporate boardrooms, and the tips he passed on ensured that his associates' bets were a sure thing. He used the information in a way to compensate his employees, or shower gifts on his friends and lovers. Williams said in a video statement, "It's cheating and it's against the law." Lewis, Tavistock Street, which is based in the Bahamas, which is where he normally stays on his yacht, has publicly declared investments in more than 200 companies across 13 different countries, including the US, Mexico, and the Caribbean. The group says its art collection includes work by Pablo Picasso, very good, Henri Matisse, and Gustav Klimt. Wow, that's worth a few quid then. The billionaire was born in East London. He was actually born in a pub, it says here, an East London pub, left school at 15, joined the family catering business and then went on to build up his own restaurant business. He left the UK for the Bahamas in 1979. I don't blame you, mate. The UK is a dump. The tax exile built his reputation as a currency speculator when he, like George Soros, bet against the pound in the build-up to Black Wednesday in 1992. However, he did suffer a £1 billion hit when the Wall Street bank Bear Stearns, in which he was an investor, collapsed into rescue by JP Morgan in 2008. $1 billion just wiped off just like that. The currency trader's profile grew when he took control of Tottenham, buying shares from the British businessman Lord Alan Sugar. They missed the Lord out. How dare you? You're fired. They missed Lord. He's a Lord, mate. I actually like Alan Sugar. In 2019, Spurs completed the work on a £1.2 billion stadium, and it has increased its revenues, but fans have complained that the club has failed to add much silverware to its trophy cabinet. They even got a trophy cabinet. But that's kind of mad, I can't lie. But listen, I know it's illegal, right? He's just helping his pals. Give him a break, man. Like, real talk. Why? Like, honestly, all jokes aside, I know it's illegal and he's going to get in a lot of trouble for that. I'd imagine that he'll probably listen, he's 86 years old, so they're going to bring that into it as well. So they're probably not going to sling him in jail, but he will probably have to pay quite a large sum to the government in damages or something. I'd imagine it'd be a big fine. And listen, fining a billionaire is never really any punishment, is it? It's just, yeah, whatever, mate. He lost $1 billion on the stock exchange. He's still a billionaire. Do you know what I'm saying? They could fine him half of his wealth. He's still a billionaire. It's mad. But all he was doing was basically just getting tips on, oh, this is going to crash, which tells me what I already knew. It's all a game. The stock markets and all of this, all the game. They know when to pull it up, they know when to pull it down, and it's all about doing it to make themselves a shit ton of money. He obviously had the insider information on it. He's obviously been outed, and he's going to get in a lot of trouble for this in terms of having his name smeared everywhere. And when you're in them billionaire circles, it's probably not a nice look, is it? Because most billionaires know each other because there ain't many. So, yeah, a bit crazy. I'm sure he probably don't really care, if I'm honest. He's had his life, and he's 86. With all due respect, he ain't got long to live. And he's had a fine life, hasn't he? Billionaire, living on a yacht, got private jets, private pilots, mistresses, wife, owns a football club, albeit not a very good one, owns another 199 different companies. He's done all right for himself, hasn't he? You could actually say he has completed life. He's probably got more money than all of us watching this put together. I don't know. If you haven't, stick your super chats in. Bosh! Anyway, let me know what you think of this. It's basically like me getting a tip on a horse and saying, right, that horse is definitely going to win. This one's going to fall at the third hurdle. Or a boxer. Yeah, we've all watched the film. Yeah, we're with Turkish and what's his name? Bricktop and all of that. Yeah, you tell him he's going down in the third. Yeah, and you keep like, but this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of sports out there that are rigged, and there's a lot of things in life that are rigged. So it's almost like if I get a tip for a horse and I know it's a dead cert to win, I'm going to go and give it to someone else, and they're going to give it to someone else. All of a sudden, boom. And this is kind of what he's done. I understand why it's illegal. Obviously, it's wiping off a lot of money off of the stock exchange, off of certain companies and stuff like that. And it's giving people a head start, yeah, which is what they don't want. So I understand why he's in trouble for it. But ultimately, all he's done is help his pals. Yeah, what he should have done, yeah, is got them to use their own money instead of loaning them money and told them keep their mouth shut and don't email stockbrokers. But there we go. It is what it is. I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg. He's been charged with 19 different offences. So when it comes to court and goes to trial, I'll be keeping tabs on that. I personally say just liquidate Tottenham. Just do it. Just take Tottenham. Just take Tottenham and liquidate it. That'd do, wouldn't it? Anyway, all have a blessed day. Stick a like on the video. I'm going back to the pool. I'm not dark enough yet. Wakanda forever. West Ham are massive everywhere they go and all that. And yeah, man. Make sure you are subbing to the channel. Leave your comments and super chats down below. Go and check out the video. Hopefully, it should be out now. Arsenal are signing another Brazilian that is going to do absolute nada. But there we go. It is what it is. £8.5 million. Cheers, Edu. Maybe he should be investigated. Anyway, we're out of here. Adios, amigos.